What's going on, everybody? So today I'm going to try to redo the subframe. I started taking apart the bike. I've already taken the gas tank off. I've already started taking off the original subframe I built with the square tubing. And I grabbed some circle tubing from Home Depot here, which should work a little better. So I'm going to try to make that work on here. I just think it's a cleaner look rather than the stuff I used last time. So I'm just going to start working on that and try to weld it and bend it up today. I tried to bend this around something round, but it just kinked it. So it kinked the metal, so I tried to bend it back a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some slits with my angle grinder. Just some tiny ones, so then I can kind of bend it into shape and then I'll weld all those shut since I don't have a pipe bender. So I'm actually going to use my motorcycle stand from my SV to copy the shape of the curve I want, because that shape is actually perfect for the seat I have. So I'm going to try to copy that curvature there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roughly mark where I want this to start bending with a Sharpie. And then I'll cut some slits and see where I end up. This is just guesswork, really. I've never done anything like this, and like I said, I don't have a pipe bender, so. So the idea here is that I've cut all these marks in here, and that the thickness of the blade is going to help alleviate any kinking that happens, like when I try to bend it there. So this works in woodworking when you're doing like trim work around stuff. I'm not really sure how well this is going to work here. So looking at this now, I think over here I need to come up a little higher. So I'm not going all the way through, but I'm just making some gauges or some gouges just to help me be able to bend this a lot smoother. So I'm gonna go back and make this again. So as you can see, it's still kinking, it's not as bad. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut these a little bit more all the way through, so it literally will bend very easily. Gone ahead and cut through most of it here, so hopefully that makes it bend a little easier. So I found a method that works a little better. So I'm just using my vise. I'm just basically slowly turning it. Every notch I'm just basically curving it. So I'm already finding out that I should put a few more notches in some places. So it's getting there. Okay, so it's not looking bad right now. I mean, it's not the nicest curve, but it's getting there. It's actually not looking bad. It's going to need a little bit of softening, but it's a hell of a lot better. Okay, so check that out. It's almost perfect. It's going to need some smoothing out, but it's looking pretty good. Just straighten it out over here. Notch here. I went ahead and made a couple more notches. Trying to get it to go in a little bit more to follow the seat. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out here. So it's looking pretty good. It's following the seat contour. Almost bang on. The rest I can just fix once I build the bottom half of the subframe here. So it's sticking out past the seat a little tiny bit right here. But otherwise it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. So I'm gonna try to smash out those little kinks and uneven surfaces here with a hammer, and then I'll fill in all these holes with my welder. So I'm going to go ahead and try to weld this. Okay, so I'm basically going to try to grind out as much as I can with an angle grinder to smooth it out, and then I'll grab a circular stone grinder on my Dremel, or I'll pick up a bench grinder type thing to really clean this up. So I'll do as much as I can with the grinder. It's not necessarily the best tool for the job, but it'll get a lot of the bulk off of it a lot quicker. So I ended up grinding the whole thing. I think it turned out pretty good. It's not a perfect oval, but it's decent. I didn't end up using a grinding stone because I just didn't have one. And the stores are closed right now, so I couldn't go buy one, so I used the angle grinder the whole way through. This stuff over here turned out pretty nice. It's pretty seamless. And then I'm pretty happy with this overall. So it's pretty well right there now. So it fits pretty well. It's going to be raised a little bit. I'm going to get a LED strip brake light here to wrap around. That was the main reason why I switched from square to circle, or tubular for the subframe, tubular metal. So up here, it's obviously a little wider still, but I can adjust that once I get it on the frame of the bike.